Alright guys, what's going on? Like my hat? Fear, forgive everyone except righteousness, because that's the only way we can heal over here, baby. So today, I'm a little late on the topic, and I usually never even go into anything like this or, talk about media or what's going on in the media or what's going on in the world. But I have been seeing, we've all been seeing Chrisean and Blueface. Like, we've been seeing them all over the place. And I promise you, this is not in any way, I don't know that, I don't get a lot of views anyway. So I don't even know that this will get around, I hope it does, but even if it just reaches a few people, and if it does, if you guys can share and like and comment on it, that would be amazing. That would help me so much. Don't just hit me up on my phone saying that the video was good. Share it. Like, let me know you really care. Sharing is caring. Caring is sharing. Whatever. But with the whole thing with Chrisean and Blueface, I am actually pretty perplexed. Okay?
Oh, what the
I feel like a bitch.
Was hurt.
And I say you a bitch. And then I'm like, okay, you always tell me when I'm a bitch. Why can't I tell you when you're a bitch?
Because and I don't think hitting him with glass was the correct response.
You hit him with glass?
I have so many different feelings about the whole situation. I have so many different thoughts, so many different emotions. I've actually watched the video on No Jumper. I watched it on No Jumper, but it wasn't No Jumper. It wasn't No Jumper's video. It was actually Shark Tank's interview, but I watched it off No Jumper. So shout out to both of those. This is not my content. I'm just simply reviewing it because it broke my heart. I don't know if you saw the full video. I'm not going to go over the full video. I'm just going to go over some small clips just to give my opinion on them. So as I was watching it, so I've been seeing a lot of Chrisean, and of course I watched her on Baddies South before I stopped watching it, or Baddies West, or whatever she was, before I stopped watching it.
She not talking to me like, you too fucking little to be.
I have been seeing a lot of her in the media, of course, like everyone else. She's all over the place. I even did a reel where she was like, oh, all right.
Cause why people keep playing with me like I really like, you feel me? Like, all right. I'm not gonna be the one crying. It's gonna be you. All right.
Alright. It was so funny. And a lot of her, because I'm from Maryland also, so I somewhat totally understand her attitude and her personality, like, so much. But as time has gone on, you're starting to see like the media really capitalize, like the world, everyone has on all these interviews, and they're capitalizing off of her downfall. And it actually is really sad to me that so many people are inviting her on all their shows and their channels and their podcasts, and no one's actually keeping it super real with her because of the fact that they know that she's pretty aggressive or whatever the reason is. And with saying that, I don't know her, of course, personally. And like I said, I don't know that this video will even get anywhere. But what I do know is that I can't continue to see young women like this go through situations like they're going, being in relationships, acting the way they're acting. And I give no fault to Blueface, and it's no fault to her. Totally, it's no fault to them. Totally. But they do at some point have to accept accountability. But I do also give a lot of the fault to whoever is running these social media platforms or whoever is in charge of the algorithms, because I'm confused how there's people that are actually talking about good things and actually promoting peace and promoting healing. And that's not what, I mean, look at me. Like, I can't even get more than 15 views. I'm confused. I'm so totally confused as to how this is okay. I'm honestly so confused. It made me cry.
Fuel to the fucking fire.
No! No,
I gotta take you. I gotta take you.
Come here. He come here, bro. What are you like? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? What are you doing that for?
Like, because first off, the first reason it made me cry, because it's so sad that they couldn't cut that. It's so sad that they actually let her go out like that. And I get that they wanted to be authentic or whatever, but it was just so sad to me that, you know, why couldn't you cut it? The second thing, but what I do understand is what you don't reveal, you can't heal. You know what I'm saying? So I totally, and she came on the platform. She knew what it was. I don't know that they usually cut things, you know, so she signed up for it, so I totally understand. The second reason that it made me upset was because I was that girl. And I mean, when I tell you, I ugly cried. I was like, it hurt. And she doesn't have anyone to really tell her or show her anything different.
Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
You know, I saw one time Just Hilarious actually said, you know what, like, Chrisean is going to get to a point where she gets older and she'll understand, just like myself, where you get to a point, you get older, you get of a certain age, and you start to lose people, and you start to, you know, lose opportunities, and you start to lose jobs, and you start to lose friendships that you value, but they couldn't value you because of your behavior. You couldn't tell me, no, okay, that ain't got nothing to do with you. Why you gonna tell me what's gonna happen in my life? You don't even know me. It's sad to me that I see so many people condoning it. But I'm not even talking about the fans or the people like the little naysayers or the little people, like they like to say, the ones that don't have 60,000 on their body, like she said, but the people that are actually, that can reach her, that like Bobby Lights, I saw just not too long ago that he said something to her and she didn't like it. I don't think you can tell someone not to have a kid. I think that's where you go too far. But why didn't anyone say anything before it got to the point? Why didn't anyone say, listen, little girl, and I'm not talking to the woman, I'm talking to the little girl. You are safe. I love you. Why didn't anyone, and it's not for Blueface to do, because he has his own trauma, and that's a whole nother thing. But he has his own trauma, his own issues. He can't, like Sharp even said, it's a trauma bond. And I'll show that clip, but he says, it's a trauma bond, and she got really offended because that demon was being spoken to. And that demon didn't want, no, don't call me out, nigga. But at the end of the day, he was absolutely right. So I said all that, and I'm just gonna play like a few clips. One thing that I do know, like I've been getting into the Bible, I've been reading the Bible like a lot lately. And one thing I know is that the behavior of her, like she wants to be a mom, like she's going to be a mom now. I don't know if she wanted to be a wife. One thing he says, and we will, like I said, we'll get to the clip. One thing he says and Sharp says is, oh, my woman wouldn't be like that. If it was my woman, she would shut up. If it was my woman. And that's what really blows me. Because there's so many back and forth debates on how a woman should be, how a man should be. And a lot of men want women that are Bible standards. A lot of men want women that are Bible standards, and they're not Moses. They're not Solomon. They're not David. They want to do what they want to do. They want to still be out here drinking, entertaining women, lying, stealing, smoking, but you want a woman to sit down and be pretty? You want a woman to actually be submissive to that? It's like, when are we going to get out of that? And let's have some accountability. You got law, it's law of attraction. You got what you are. You got what you deserve. Because all those videos of him wreaking havoc and throwing his mom out and all that, bro.
Media world today, like
this is the female version.
Kinda like.
So here's well, I get dragged every time I speak well on you guys.
Yeah.
In the moment that before the cameras are
easily triggered. You hear me talking? She has a day where she's feeling like
there you go
in her best, and some days she having
now
days
you just know. Don't even touch the surface.
She's easily triggered. You hear me talking?
Papa,
do you hear me talking?
Can we not talk
yes
about
or
it?
no?
I
You want me to embarrass you or not?
Why the fuck you want to embarrass me? That's
when
weird.
I'm talking, you shouldn't be talking.
That's weird. I don't want to talk about it.
So what did happen, Blue?
Thank you.
What do you mean? What happened?
So she was having one of them days where it's like an easy fuse lit.
Okay, so this clip irritates me. First off, where he's like, okay, I get you want the submissive, you want that, whatever. When he says, do you hear me talking? I don't think you've ever had that respect before. So why are you trying to come on here and try to act like you're going to get that respect from this type of woman? Well, I don't want this to be like, oh, you're only talking about her, you're only talking about her. But it was her seeing her that way. He actually, granted, I don't know how toxic he is. I don't know. He actually kept his composure. Yes, he said a little bit of things. Okay, cool. Like, oh, you want me to embarrass you? Like, that would piss anybody I'm not your child, first off. Like, that's not, but I don't feel like that should have been addressed in public. If he said that, I think that's something that they should have talked about when they got home. Like, babe, I really didn't appreciate that. Like, can we think of another way, to maybe go about this? Like, I get, and there's some accountability on her part. Maybe I get that I should have said a little less, but let's not say that. So this is what it says about the evil woman. It says the evil woman, or an ungodly woman. It says the evil woman is going down a path seeking men to bring down. Okay? It says Proverbs 5:6. She cares nothing about the path of life. She staggers down a crooked trail and doesn't realize it. So now, my sons, listen to me. Never stray for what I'm about to say. Stay away from her. Don't go near the door of her house. Another one. Okay, this is about evil woman. It says, better to live in a desert than with a quarrelsome, nagging wife. Men are supposed to be leaders. They say if a man finds his wife. Okay, so if men are supposed to be leaders, these are things that you should be paying attention to from jump. If you don't want a woman like that, and you get one, first off, take accountability. Turn the mirror and realize that maybe it's something in you. But second, you still have the choice to say, no, I'm not dealing with anything like that. You can see, ask questions. Learn a person before you start to have sex with them. If you see you saw when he did his little show that she was fighting everybody and being all destructive, but he liked that. He liked a tough woman. So now he's upset that she's tough with him. All right, so we'll go to the next video.
Yeah, we gotta say what led up to that though. We can't just say that.
Fired off,
why you say that to your man though?
Thank you.
That's your man.
Let's answer that.
Like, think about it. Don't you think that
okay, my man called me a bitch. So why are you being a bitch? Like, why are you being a bitch?
But that's still your man.
He gotta call me a bitch.
That's your man.
Okay, that's weird.
That's your man.
That's weird. If he called me a bitch, you're a bitch too. You're a bitch.
Weird. If he's
you're a bitch too. You're a bitch too.
If he's
you're a bitch too.
If he's
you're a bitch too.
You're
a bitch too.
Can't get through there, bro.
But if he's weird, why be
Don't
with
call
him?
me a bitch if you don't want to be a bitch too.
You can't get through to her.
Don't call me a bitch if you don't want to be a bitch too.
You don't think that demasculates your man, son?
You
When
don't
tell
think
him
that? You don't
think that make him feel low?
My nigga, are you listening?
I'm
You're just
listening.
talking for one person.
I'm listening.
You're not. You're talking
You're
for
talking
one
for
person.
one person.
How?
You're not listening because you're not even letting him talk.
Yeah,
I'm
let
just
me do my
saying the
deal.
little
You're not-
man
you're
shit.
not
I
having-
can't.
So this whole thing just really just disturbs me. And I'm gonna just keep stopping it because I don't want YouTube to like I got followers and stuff. But it's just in the event. When it first started, this clip first started, she's like, "Oh, you call me a B, I'm gonna call you one back. Oh, whatever." So then 2 men are in the room trying to talk to her, and not one time did she stop talking. Not one time did she stop talking. But again, he saw this in her the whole time. The whole time he saw this in her. And not once did he, was that a red flag for him. But now it's a red flag for you. But it was something you were willing to deal with before she was pregnant. So
I get it. That's the thing.
So, yeah,
but it's
she's-
not a
That's
thing.
She's not too good
If
at letting
you're
him
like
talk
calling
and
me a
then
bitch too,
responding. She kind of
he
just
could
like,
say it's a double standard shit.
Well, Rock, explain yourself.
Fuck that
pretty
double
selfish.
standard.
What happened in that moment? Why did you call him a bitch?
Because I felt like I was played with, and then every time he feel like he played with, he called me a bitch. So
Every
if I
time I
can't
hear
call you a
you,
bitch,
you always say he's
So
playing
you
with
feel
you.
like if
I
I
feel
can't
like-
disrespect
if
you,
I feel
then
like
don't
I can't
disrespect
You
call
me.
you a
always playing
bitch.
with her. You ask her.
she's easily.
So one thing I did see in this is that the guy Sharp was, you know, talking to her and kicking it real like straight with her. But it started to seem like a gang up. Like it started to seem like where there should have just been a break. You should have just break. Let's just break for a minute because we starting to get a little weird up in here. So, you know, let's just take a little break. Whatever, but I get not everyone will interview
You
like that.
always say-
but
you
it
be like, why
did
you
start
playing
to
with me, my
seem
nigga?
like
Why you always doing
combative
that?
on
Hey,
both
cool.
sides.
Yeah,
You say that,
okay.
so I
And if I
watch your
say a
shit.
bitch, he can say, okay, cool. Like if you could call me a bitch, I could call you a bitch back. Straight up.
What happens?
He don't feel that way, so we fought. That's that. Like what?
Did you learn anything from it?
What do you mean learn anything from it?
Other than getting a fight?
What do you mean learn anything from it? It's-
By coming together
It's
with your man
weird.
and saying, you know what, baby, we not gonna be on that anymore because I really do fuck with you and respect you. Church, I don't know if she really do at that point. If she gonna roll her eyes at
Nah,
it.
she's very.
if you're
So-
called a bitch by a
self-centered, very
nigga,
self-
She was also very drunk, so it was like at some point it's like, okay, cool. But one thing he said is, did you learn anything from it? I think that was a very valid question because did you? Like, if you went toe to toe with your man and that turned out to just be so toxic or just turn into where you getting your head, both y'all getting your head bashing, did you learn anything from it? Also, did you realize like maybe I shouldn't talk to him like that? But again, he liked that before it was on him. He liked the spicy before she was using it against him. Now he don't like it. Now you can't have a conversation with her. So this scripture says, Proverbs 12:4, a wife with strength of character is a crown of her husband. But the wife who
You ever-
I remember.
Have you ever had a
is like
sober day?
bone
Shut the fuck
handsome.
up, yes.
No, don't
you
tell me
one
to
of them
shut
niggas
the fuck
that's
up. Hey, I'll
disrespectful.
listen
and
to
you're
me.
not
I'm
even-
being very
You're not
cool.
talking to me. You're not talking to me.
No, I'm
You're not
being
talking
very
to me.
cool,
You're
but you
not
come
talking
in
to me.
disrespectful.
You're not
That's
you're
your
not
fucking
really talking to
problem.
me. You're not really
Couldn't have
talking
been
to me.
mine.
You're not really
You
talking
wouldn't
to
have
me.
did half of
You're
that
not really
shit.
talking to me.
That's on
You're not
Jesus
really
Christ.
talking
You
to
wouldn't have
me.
did that shit.
You're
Go
not
ahead.
really
What
talking to
happened?
me.
What happened?
You wouldn't have did
The
none of
fuck?
that shit.
You're not really talking to me.
You
It's
wouldn't have
cool.
did none
So
of that
Blueface,
shit.
Blueface was talking to
That liquor
somebody
ain't no
else.
good
You're not
for you,
really
baby.
talking to me. I
That
can
liquor
drink
ain't no
liquor.
good for you.
I can drink liquor. I can do
All right.
whatever
It
the
makes you
fuck I
toxic.
want, bro.
Well, let's
What?
finish the story. So
So I respect the woman because she kept trying to keep it like cute, because at some point Sharp started getting irritated, and so he started to just go back and forth with her. But he did ask her, have you ever had a sober day? That's an attack. Okay, let's just go. You attacked her. Like, you knew she did. You know she don't drink. I mean, she drinks all the time. So why would you ever even say something like that? But when she turned to him and said, yo, shut the F up, wow, like, I would have been like, okay, this interview is over. But it's almost like they wanted the content, which was weird to me. But just the way she spoke to this man who's not even her man, I'm sure Blueface saw that the whole time. So all I'm trying to say is like, yes, this was disturbing. And yes, she needs help. But there's so many people around her that allow it. They allow this. And going back and forth with her, he should have kicked her off. If she's getting paid for this, he shouldn't have paid her. He should have, but it's views.
like a bitch.
Everybody wants views
And I say
today.
you a
Nobody
bitch.
wants substance.
And then
It's
I'm
crazy.
like, okay, you say, you always tell me when I'm a bitch. Why can't I tell you when you're a bitch?
Because-
Okay, that's weird.
Listen. You can
Straight up.
wait, hold on, Gina. You can tell me that.
Bro, and then you say, oh, you need to remember word for word. I don't, bro. Because the one
That's
thing about
crazy.
me, one thing about trauma,
swearing your
I like to,
words,
no.
you drunk.
Told you.
Like-
I'm not drunk.
There it went.
One thing about trauma, one thing about shit that play with me,
Why do you have
I want
so
to.
much?
He's saying she's slurring her words and drunk as he's reaching for the bottle. Like, what? Now, don't get me wrong. He seems like a mild guy, like, but he done knocked out his
Why
daddy.
you have
I
so
don't
much-
know. I'm not there.
That's what I asked
only
earlier.
I
talk
want to know
Got
too.
detoured.
Why
Are
you got so
you
much drama?
getting? Are you
I'm
getting
asking
it?
you.
He asked her why she had so much trauma. Nigga, that's something she need to go to therapy to find out. Why do you have so much trauma that you like this? Before it was affecting you in your life and your sanity. That's why you gotta drink too. Why do you have so much trauma? Remember your song, Oh Tatiana, you wasn't over there singing all praises to the Most High.
Fuck the trauma. I'm talking about the situation we were talking about. You're trying to like change the subject and play with me because I'm drunk. I'm not drunk. I'm lit.
You said we don't think
I'm
you're drunk.
lit, nigga.
We don't
I'm
think
lit.
you're drunk.
What's
we
up?
got your back.
The fuck?
Why are
What's
you
up?
acting like we're your enemies here?
I'm not. I'm trying to talk to y'all, and y'all not letting me talk. Y'all trying to talk
We
for
are,
me.
but
Like,
talk to us
straight
like we
up.
fam. I was hella cool. We was
And then
hella
you're
cool
laughing.
20 minutes
Hold
ago.
on. Wait. Express
What?
yourself.
Let me
Express yourself.
drink?
All right, good.
This shit wild.
Rock, do you ever so I'm not against you. I'm here
I'm not
with you.
against
I'm
you.
listening.
I love her. And she was still trying to hold her accountable, still trying to get the story out, but she still let her know at one point where I understand you, but I think we always see you in the media being a certain way, so it's really hard to tell. I really like her. I really think she did a great
I'm
job.
not against you. I might be
You're
against
trying
certain
to
situations.
Stop playing with me.
Listen, I might be
That
against
was
certain
playing with me. Trying
situations,
to joke
but I'm not
what she
against
said,
her
she
per
said.
se.
What are you playing
Nobody's
for?
against you.
What you
She
playing
over
for?
here.
So
Lit.
It's
I
sensitive.
think I'm gonna finish.
What
the
you
interview.
playing for?
I think I'm gonna finish the interview.
I think it's crazy that everybody kept saying she lit, and they're all drinking.
You wanna do it by yourself?
What do you mean? Do it by
I'm gonna do it. I'm
myself.
gonna do it. I'm
Are
not
you
finna-
looking at
no,
me?
No. Wait, listen to what I'm saying. Fuck.
No, because you're being weird.
Listen to what I'm saying.
They're talking to me. Am I supposed to just be quiet?
That's crazy. This
If
is the
you
type
want
of-
me
look,
to be
guys,
quiet,
look.
I
I'll
never
be
thought I'd be
quiet.
dealing with a female like
If you
this.
want,
Like,
want me to be
Listen,
quiet, I'll
usually
be
when I
quiet.
talk sharp, my bitch gonna shut the fuck up. Listen,
Man, that's
supposed to.
weird,
Listen to what I'm
bro.
saying.
Like,
Talking lady.
Hold on, Sharp.
I feel
Hold on,
what
when
you're
I say
saying.
shut
Hold on,
the
Sharp.
fuck
This
up.
usually when I talk, I'm used to a bitch shutting the fuck up. Listen to what I'm saying, dissecting it, and then picking her part of
Her truth.
exactly.
I feel it.
This one right here, she just.
Stop saying this one right here.
She
Talk
just
to
like-
me. Look at me.
it's like-
I'm right here. I'm fucking right here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm right here with you.
You gonna finish?
Stop playing with me with Shark. I love you. You just talking to Shark.
He's like, oh, listen, Sharp. When I talk, she gonna listen. What is she listening to? She's not listening to you actually saying, you know what, I won't tolerate this. She's not listening to you say anything of substance. But you want a godly woman. You want a woman that has some couth. You want a woman that knows how to lead a house, knows how to follow a man. You want that. But what is she getting? What is she following? Is it possible that what you're getting is how you're leading? And the fact is that so many people are just sitting around had to wait until she got pregnant to say, you know what, baby girl, this ain't even cute. To say, okay, I ain't about to even post this. To say, like, I'm not even about, like, I'm telling you, y'all, this is crazy to me. And everybody, all the masses, all the world, that's all up in the algorithm. All this toxic crap. She was literally on the red carpet and punched somebody. And, like, yeah. Because nobody is telling her it's wrong. She's getting casted because of it. And then everybody sits around and wonders, first off, why other women are like this or growing up like this. Like, granted, yes, they have to heal, but this is what the world is promoting. And these men ain't making it no better. A lot of these men are talking about, like, Andrew Tate want to promote a woman being docile and feminine and all that, but he's going to break her heart and cheat on her and do whatever he wants, but she has to be this perfect woman. What kind of conditioning is that? That's not healing. He needs to heal. It's something he saw in his childhood that was not healthy. Proverbs 11:22 says, a beautiful woman who lacks discretion is like a gold ring in a pig's snout. Proverbs 5:3-4 says, for the lips of an immoral woman are as sweet as honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil. But in the end, she is as bitter as poison, as dangerous as a double-edged sword. But he liked that at some point. And it's not just him, so many of us like that at some point. But we don't realize at some point that's going to be turned on us. So not only do we have to pay attention to what it is that we're like, that the person is showing us in the beginning, but we got to turn the mirror. What is it about this woman? Why do I like this? Why am I okay with this? And then there's women that are in the industry that are with her, like Natalie Nunn. Why are y'all promoting this? Why is that okay? Why didn't Shark Tank or whatever cancel that interview until she sobered up? Why is this okay? And stop promoting her. You don't want her to blow up? Stop promoting it. Stop. Why is there so many views? It makes no sense to me. It's so sad to me because it's really we're losing another soul. Like, we're losing another one. Again, on this channel, we promote healing, we promote structure, we promote God and the narrow path. We promote, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I do everything right. But one thing I can say is that I genuinely believe in God. And I know that for a fact, he can put his hands on this and change it all. But one thing as a people that we shouldn't do is keep promoting and supporting it. So I'm going to leave it with that. I thank you guys for watching. Again, this was not to bash anyone. This is really awareness because we are tripping for allowing all of this. And that interview, it's longer. So again, go on. It's on Shark Tank and No Jumper. I don't know if that is the same channel. I don't really know. I don't even get that far into it. But the full interview is on there. It's about like a little over an hour. Listen, let me tell you something. And I have my struggles daily. I'm trying to grow a channel. I get no views. I get and I know that'll change, but it gets hard. But one thing I know is character speaks louder than anything. And the fact of the matter is that I'm over here speaking real truth and real, healing. But this is what goes viral, and this is what everyone is entertained by. That's weird to me. That is weird to me. So I thank you guys. I wasn't trying to get all passionate, but I am super passionate, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little spicy too, for God. Spicy for the Lord. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. please, 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 please share this video. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, please comment below. Don't hit me up on my phone and don't tell me on my phone you liked it. Comment on this channel, on this page, and like or dislike or whatever have you. And let's have the conversation. Let's really talk about this. Men and women, let's talk. Because it's time. We are heading down a really bad path. And it's like, especially for our community, black people, like, you don't see other races doing this. Like, if you do, it's not being commercialized. It's not what's trending. So why do we keep allowing that? And we think it's cool. And at one point she says, oh, I got 60,000 on my body. Girl, don't nobody care about that. Well, a lot of us do. But don't nobody care about that when it comes to your soul. And we just watch. But then criticize and say, oh, she. Oh, blue face. That's crazy to me. But again, guys, let's just do this healing thing. Let's just do this God thing. Like, and I promise you, you'll start to align with your purpose, and you'll start to align with the people that you actually do desire. Instead of what you are, you'll start to attract what you're becoming. We all have trauma. We all have to heal. All of us. There's no perfect person. There's something in all of us that we have to go within and heal from. And I just pray we take the time to do it. And I pray we take the time to love. And I pray that we take the time to just find inner peace through Christ. Or the universe. Again. Because I get it. But again, see you guys.